Yes, yes, people, I'm back again with another stream. Well, we're going to be discussing NBA this time, and obviously how the NBA has panned out over the course of the 3 weeks that it's happened. The season's been kind of interesting so far. A lot of ups and downs. It's going to get interesting. There's a lot to discuss. But joining me, I've got King, who is a Sixers fan. Obviously, everything's going good for you. You know, the NBA, everything regarding NBA, and how are you in general? Everything okay?
Yeah, no, I'm all good, all good. Decent weekend. Sixers finally got another win. So it's been a
Yeah.
hard struggle this season, I think, as a Sixers fan. But yeah, man, I'm excited to discuss everything NBA. It's a very interesting start to the season. Obviously, um, can't wait for the tournament. So it
Oh yeah,
starts
yeah.
getting real
It
serious,
starts
and
tomorrow actually.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see who comes out of that, and yeah, it's just very interesting start to this season. Very interesting.
It
Teams that
is. It,
that should be doing well are doing terribly, and there's other teams that are just showing out. So unexpected start for me.
I mean, the biggest surprise package has been the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like they are 11-0, and they're
Yeah,
playing the Chicago Bulls today. We will actually start with the Cleveland Cavaliers because they've started the season off unbeaten. Like they have not lost a game yet. They've won every single game they've played. Um, and obviously the Golden State Warriors as well. I didn't expect them to start this good. They came to Boston and beat us. Obviously, we didn't have Jalen Brown that day, so I mean, we were sort of shorthanded in a way. But at the same time, I'm still not going to make excuses. We should have been better. We're still the current NBA champions. Obviously, I'm not going to make excuses like that embarrassingly. But I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on obviously Cleveland and we how they've moved because they've looked like I've not watched the game yet, right? But they were. I remember I watching a glimpse of Cleveland. Like they were down like what 96-89 to the Nets, and there were like 3 minutes to go, and then they just came back and they went on a run and won the game. But I want to know what are your thoughts so far of the Cleveland Cavaliers because they've been on a roll.
they have. They're a solid team. You know what? They remind me of one of those teams where they'll have a great run in terms of the
Mm.
standard season, but I
Right,
don't think they'll get far in the playoffs because they don't have that kind of star power in essence.
right, yeah.
As much as I like Donovan Mitchell and I like the pieces that they have around him as well, I
Same,
think they're just a in-season team. So I think for like the in-season tournament, they could be a dark horse
sure.
that could come
I
through that
completely
the way they're moving. Um, yeah, it's just a great start for them. I think they've been firing on all cylinders. They've won games in different ways, obviously with comebacks and different styles and stuff like that. So yeah, you just got to credit the coaching and the team really. It's good to see Cleveland back because ever since LeBron left, they haven't really been
they've
that
not,
team.
they've not hit the heights. No, they've not hit the
Yeah,
heights.
so I think it's good that they're building around Donovan Mitchell. I think
Yeah,
if they can get him another star alongside him, then they'll be a real threat. I think in the future because they've got a lot of nice
As-
things.
yeah. I
So
completely hear that, bro. Completely hear
so
that. And
it's just one of those. I think it's just one of those teams that it was like there was. I remember early on when I first started watching basketball, there was a season where I think the Pacers were top.
yeah, with Paul George, right, or something like that. Are you talking about Paul George?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And there was another team. Oh, no, it wasn't. Was it the Pacers? There was a team that was just on like number one in the standings. They just didn't have any stars. They just looked good. I can't
The New
remember.
Jersey Nets.
The Hawks. It was the Hawks.
Oh, the Atlanta Hawks. Okay.
Yeah, there was a season where the Hawks were just on top, and it
Right.
was just good. And the thing I like about the Cleveland Cavaliers is just good team basketball. It's not really centered around one piece. They've got a lot of different guys that can hit you inside and outside. So yeah, I just think they just look like a good in season team. It'll be interesting to see when playoffs comes because the difference between in season and playoffs is the playoffs it starts to slow down. Teams start to look at the half court. They actually analyze your team and kind of break you down. So, but yeah, no, as a Cleveland fan, I'll be excited. I'll be excited for the future because it looks bright. It looks bright for them.
I completely hear that. I really like their pieces as well. I mean, I think they have Donovan Mitchell, right? Evan Mobley's a really good player. Jarrett Allen, so solid to that roster. Like I don't know, they picked up Jarrett Allen from the Brooklyn Nets many years ago. And obviously Darius Garland's also a very good player. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers can be a massive threat in going forward because I know they don't have the experience yet. Donovan Mitchell needs to stay fit and everything, but the thing is, they for me are one of those teams that you just never expect to do as great, but they'll come out firing on any given night. It's one of those teams like you just like you can underestimate on a big game, but the Cavs are such a good team. They're like they're a threat, man. And the 11-0 start, I've not watched much of it, but it's warranted. The way they're playing right now is warranted. You can be down, you can be up against the Cleveland. Oh, sorry, did I freeze there or something? Oh, sorry about that. I was saying the game's not over till it's over. You could be up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the game's not over till it's over, mate. That's what I would say. But yeah, just like just give me more of your insights on the Cavs and like where do you see them like this season as a Sixers fan? Hold on. I think he's frozen.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no worries, bro.
I would say this. I think they definitely have a chance of finishing first in terms of the Eastern Conference. I do like what they have. As I said, I don't know if they can get past the second round in terms of playoffs. I don't think. But as I said, for in season tournament, I think they're a team that people will have to look at and be wary of because if they keep this kind of in season form, I think they're kind of team that can go for that. And I think for the young pieces that they have around Mitchell, I think it's a kind of thing where winning that in season tournament can be a start of something leading on to maybe getting a championship down the line. As I said, if you look around the East, the Bucks, the Sixers aren't playing that well. Outside of the Celtics, there's not really many teams that are playing great in the East. So I think this is a perfect chance for them to even they could even make it all the way to a conference finals. Definitely,
Possible.
if they have the right luck in terms of the pieces, and I think if they continue playing this kind of trajectory, then they can get the home advantage.
They got a new head coach as well, so
yeah. So I like them. I like what they're doing. I like their, as I said, I like pieces. I like
they're grit and
Mobley,
grind. Yeah.
Mitchell, Allen, Levert, Garland. They got guys that can score on all levels, which is good.
Right.
That's what you need. So they can hit you inside and out. So yeah, I like what I see from them.
The only thing is with Cleveland Cavaliers, the lack of experience. That's the problem. Like if they can maybe bring in or not bring in, but if they can maybe like start being more consistent in the playoffs. Because last year you saw what happened with them in the Celtics. They got beat, even though Donovan Mitchell was out for 2 games. Still, like the Cavaliers still have a good team, and I think that this year, if the Cavs can stay fit, if the Cavs can stay healthy, if they can stay consistent, they'll definitely be a threat in a lot of the season. But obviously the in-season tournament starts tomorrow. The Cavs play the Bulls today. Do you think the Cavs win? Do you think they'll beat the Bulls, or do you think they'll have their first loss today?
That's a difficult one.
Yeah, it is a difficult game. Chicago away is not easy.
Yeah, it's a not easy a place to go. Obviously, Chicago have had an indifferent start, so they've been up and down.
Lonzo Ball's back as well.
Yeah, that can be a positive for them. But yeah, I think I don't see Cleveland. Well, I don't see the Bulls being the team to beat Cleveland. I think I don't think they have enough for them. But you never know with NBA, especially in season. It's very like even though Cleveland are 11-0, they're very
Yeah.
close games. It's not like they're blowouts. It's not
Hey,
like so you never know. Like there's been certain games where I think, oh no, this team's gonna win, and then I just
mm,
look away for a second, and then it just goes over. So like the NBA is all about momentum. So if the Bulls can get the home court on their side, then they definitely can do something against
right.
Cleveland because they do with Lonzo back, a couple pieces on their side as well. So be interesting. I still back Cleveland to continue the run. I just
I,
think they're too strong
I
for them.
I think the Cavs win as well today. I think they go 12-0, but I don't see them going more than 20. I see them losing within this within the teen, like sort of how do you say it? The teen run. I don't see them going into like the 20s, the 30s, like unbeaten. I see them losing within the teens because I see the Cavs losing within like maybe 14, 15 game because they play the Celtics soon at TD Garden. That's the biggest test for them this season so far for me. That's probably Cleveland's biggest test for me so far. Because if we beat the Cavs, we'll be the first team to beat them this season. So so yeah,
Yeah,
the Celtics game is where I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are the biggest test.
yeah, definitely. They've got us after the Bulls as well, but we've not looked that great either. But who knows? Those ones can be close as well. So yeah, they've got a very interesting run. Chicago 76ers, Chicago,
Do
Charlotte, Boston. So
do the Sixers play today? Do you guys play today, or do you guys play?
we played
Actually,
yesterday and won. We beat
right.
Charlotte.
We beat the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday on the road. We were down 17. We came back and won. We just beat them. As people who don't know, I support the Celtics. By the people, I support the Celtics, and Kings are Sixers fan.
Yeah,
Um,
we beat Charlotte in OT. And then tomorrow we've got the Knicks, and then we have
how
Cleveland.
do you know what? We'll move. We'll move on from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's go to Sixers. I mean, obviously, since you're a Sixers fan, how what's the Sixers looking like this season? As you know, I've in the past 3 weeks. What have you guys like? How have you guys panned out? Like, what is your are you content with what's happened? Because considering you have Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey out, you just got Paul George back. Are you sort of content about where you kind of are in the sense that with what you have with the injuries that you've got?
No, not really. Obviously it's hard when you have it. The thing is, we brought in Paul George in the summer,
Hmm.
and we haven't seen the big three together
Right.
once, through various different reasons. Obviously, the Embiid incident with the reporter, Maxi going down, George not being fit at the start. So it's gonna be hard because I think if we can't afford to go on another kind of losing run like we have been in the start of the season, because if you let's say we carry on the same trajectory and we're like on 4 wins, 14 losses, that's not going to be able to give us an opportunity to get a playoff place. At best, we can get maybe sixth in the standings if we kind of turn it around. But I don't know. I don't see it happening because we just have too many pieces missing at the wrong time. And I look around and as I look at the East, and it's a very difficult, conference to predict. Outside of the Celtics and the Cavaliers, everyone's been up and down, so you never really know what's going to happen on a given night. And honestly, you want your best stars available. So
Mm.
not having our number one point guard, not having our center, that 1-2 punch really kind of affects the way our team plays. So it makes it a lot easier for people to come inside in the paint because Embiid, the thing he does is just not on the offensive end; it's on the defense. When people come into the paint and they know Embiid is there, they don't want to come into the paint. Just his presence alone makes it difficult for teams to want to come inside, and it forces them to hit shots that maybe they're uncomfortable with. So I think
Right.
it just, for me, I think Embiid's the biggest loss to us. You've seen it throughout the years in the playoffs. As soon as we lose Embiid, it's all hope lost. it's all
Right
gone. So
right now you are 2-7. Do you
yeah, it's
do you
a
see
bad start.
do you see your team turning it around? And when do you expect Joel Embiid to return? When do you expect Tyrese Maxey to come back? When do you expect the team to gel? And obviously it's not nice having your players out injured, and obviously
Yeah.
you're not gonna be you're not gonna have the start. You didn't have the start you wanted, and now now you have to wait for the team to gel when they come back and build around and like play around Paul George. It's gonna take time to adapt. But what do you see your team like? Obviously, like what how where do you see your team gonna? Oh, sorry. What was the question again? Where do you see the Sixers? And when do you think Joel Embiid's gonna be back and everything? When do you think everything's gonna gel?
I'm not sure when Embiid and Maxi are gonna be back, but
It's a indefinite like period, but
yeah, exactly. So for me, I don't really see us at our best until after maybe the All-Star break. Uh, After that, maybe the second part of the season where you'll see us at our best. And depending on what happens over the next couple of weeks, I think we need to just focus on becoming a playing team and maybe, as I said, sixth position at the best, maybe just make playoffs. I don't think we're gonna have a home advantage. I don't think we're gonna be a playoff team, like a playoff top four team at the moment, because as Embiid said it in the start at the start of the season, he ain't doing back to backs. He's trying to, stay fit for the playoffs. So
right.
even with that, even if he does come back, there's going to be games where he misses, and then you're going to need Paul George and Maxi to step up down the stretch of the season. So it's a difficult one to predict. But
Did Paul
yeah,
George, did Paul George play against the Lakers? Did he play in LA against the Lakers?
yeah, he did. He's played the last couple games.
Right.
But obviously
Oh,
Maxi's out, Embiid's out, so
yeah.
it's a difficult one. Even the last game, we only won in OT, so we're struggling to get a win. So at this moment, I don't know. We have good pieces. It's just it's this league is a star-based league. Without your stars there, you're gonna struggle to win against most teams because every team has one or two top talented players,
Yeah.
or at least minimum one guy that can get you 30, maybe 40 a night on your head top. And if
And
you
Paul
don't have
George.
them,
Yeah, and Paul George is your only outlet right now. And
yeah,
but continue what you're saying, bro. Sorry.
and exactly that. So when there's teams that have shooters and stuff like that, it's very hard for you to see where the next win's gonna come in. And
Right.
the Knicks next, yeah, I don't know because we got
At
the
home?
Knicks and then Cleveland.
At home or?
Knicks away, Cleveland at home, but Knicks away is going to
Ooh.
be difficult because look at the pieces they have. They look like a decent team. So
I don't want to be like that type of guy who's like, oh, that's gonna hate in the Sixers. I'm not gonna say hate or anything. Obviously, I don't see you guys winning these two games. I
yeah,
just don't.
it's going to be a struggle.
It depends if Paul George can drop big numbers, but I just don't see it because especially you don't have Tyrese Maxey. When do you think Tyrese Maxey comes back though? Like you think he returns soon, or do you think he's gonna? Do you think he returns before Embiid, or do you think he returns after Joel Embiid?
I think before Embiid, but I'm not sure if there's been any recent update. It's a hamstring, so that's
Right.
multiple weeks.
That shouldn't be too long, but I think he should return. I think he should return by maybe December, towards the end of
Yeah,
December. I think
yeah,
because
hopefully, but
you guys play you guys play the Celtics on Christmas Day, Christmas Day
yeah,
fixture.
yeah. But I think it'll be after then, even maybe January time. He might be back at full fitness.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's going to be difficult because he looks good. He's a young talent. Um, the problem is that you need these guys to be together in order to understand each other. Because this is the first season these three men are going to play together, so it's
mm.
about getting them to gel as well. So it's kind of concerning that I don't know if they're going to gel together by the time the playoffs
But
comes.
it's about getting the system right as well because you need to complement each other.
Yeah,
That's one thing about basketball. You need to complement every player on that court. You need to be able to facilitate everyone else around you because there's only five players on the court. You need to be able to facilitate everyone around you. And Joel Embiid makes your team tick. Like he's the one that dictates your whole team. And,
Yeah,
and without Joel Embiid, I don't see the Sixers doing anything much. If I'm being
exactly.
completely honest with you.
Yeah, no,
But
100%, 100%. With
but
we're
yeah,
without Embiid, we're not even getting playing. So I need the big man back sooner rather than later. It's looking like it's going to be a long frustrating season for the
mm.
76ers. But yeah, not much else to say on that.
You got anything more to say on the Sixers, or are you done with that?
Nah, just hoping for Maxi and Embiid to come back sooner rather than later.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think we lose. I think we lose our next two games, but then after that we have the Magic, Miami, Memphis, Brooklyn. So that's a decent
And
stretch.
Paulo Banchero is out as well, so maybe you could beat the Magic. And then who do you have after that?
Miami, Memphis, Brooklyn, and then
Ooh, Miami,
Celtics.
Miami is tough because Miami is one of those games where you're like, they're sort of like 50-50. Like, you just never know what could happen. Like, Miami is one team that might turn up on one given day and won't turn up on one given day. They've not looked great. They've not looked amazing, but they're
Yeah.
still Miami Heat. Like Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and all of these guys. But let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks right now are 2-8. Like, no one would have thought, right, that the Milwaukee Bucks would be this bad. Like, real talk, I never would have thought the Milwaukee Bucks would be in this situation right now. I didn't think they would be great. I didn't think they would be as amazing. But to be 2-8 to start the season, and obviously having to blow a 17-point lead to the current NBA champions, right? My Boston Celtics. I watched that game. It was I was frustrated towards earlier the game, and we came back and we did that against the Nets, and the Nets are a tough team as well. But yeah, the Bucks, man, they're really looking like it's peak for them right now. And I don't and personally for me, if they do not fire Doc Rivers, I do not see the Bucks getting getting back into it, because the Bucks are a team that are capable of going on a run of games. They can actually win games. They can put a string of games together, but the coaching of Doc Rivers, I just don't see it. But what do you have to add to the Bucks? Like, 'cause I think they've not looked great at all this year so far for me.
I agree. I mean, I think their biggest mistake was their coach. Before he was at the Bucks, he was at my team, and he was terrible for us. He ruined a good few years of Embiid and our team and some of the decision making. Um,
Yep.
yeah, we said this before. Doc Rivers is an old coach. Yeah, he's past it. It's kind of like, you know what? It's like trying to have Sir Alex Ferguson in like a modern day football era kind of thing. If you think about like having a old coach come back.
Thing is,
And
Sir Alex Ferguson was never like, his ideas and tactics were never outdated because he won the league before he retired. He left the year after he won the league. So, but Doc Rivers is like, he's out. He's
maybe more like maybe Jose. You would say like
his tactics,
Mourinho.
his tactics are more outdated while he's still coaching. That's the
Yeah,
biggest problem.
yeah.
Where at
So
least with Greg Popovich, right? I can at least understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to rebuild the Spurs again.
yeah,
Like, his tactics are not outdated. He's trying to rebuild the Spurs again. He's had to go through a few years of rebuilding, and that's not his fault. He
mm,
wants to rebuild the Spurs and probably retire and leave it to some young head coach to get the team forward. And I completely respect that, because Greg Popovich is one of the greatest coaches of all time, probably the second greatest coach of all time, if you ask me, because of his
yeah,
longevity. But also, yeah, at least with Doc Rivers, I'm look, as a Celtics fan, I can just say this: I'm forever grateful for whatever Doc Rivers has done for basketball. Like, for me, because I'm a Celtics fan, right? And he won us that 2008 NBA championship. And I didn't watch it, but all I can say as a Celtics fan is I'm forever grateful for that championship, even though I didn't watch it. Right? I'm forever grateful. And obviously we made the finals again in 2010. But I'm sorry, my friend, you are finished. You are finished. Your tactic, your not tactics. Your style of basketball, your system is outdated. Like, you're not complimenting Giannis. You're not complimenting Damian Lillard. You're ruining the years of Damian Lillard by the year, because he's not getting any younger. Damian Lillard is not getting any younger. The guy is already like what, 34, 33, 32, 33, 30, almost like what, 34 now. The guy is the guy doesn't have many good years left in him. He doesn't have many good years left in him. You're gonna have to bank on him to deliver an NBA championship when he's not done that with the Portland Trailblazers. I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to do that. And Doc Rivers' system is not going to help Damian Lillard. It's not gonna support Damian Lillard. It's not gonna support Giannis either, because Giannis has to carry everything. Giannis has to do everything for the Bucks. He's not gonna do everything, especially with the players stinking it out. Because yesterday, right? I'll tell you this. I'll tell you something. The Bucks are missing this one guy. There's one guy that you're missing. You can easily guess who I'm talking about right now. The Bucks are missing this guy, Drew Holiday. You pretty much gave us the NBA championship. The Milwaukee Bucks pretty much handed us the NBA championship by handing us Drew Holiday. Middleton, I mean, yeah, they are missing Middleton. I hear that, but like, has Middleton's really like been great the past like couple years? Like, look, I understand he's important to the Bucks and everything, but like, what? He's not gonna come back and help the Bucks. Big up, Michael. Big up, bro. Thank you for pulling through, man. And like, he's not the guy that's gonna carry the Bucks. Yeah, Middleton's not the guy that's gonna take the Bucks to where they need to be. He's a good player. He's a good shooter. He's a very crucial player. But Doc Rivers is just ruining everything. He's ruining everything. And for me, his system is not gonna work. They never should have let go of AJ Griffin in the first place. They never should have fired AJ Griffin. I don't understand why they sacked him, or why they fired him in the first place. Do you know what you could do right now? You could let go of Doc Rivers, and there's a head coach sitting right there on the bench. He coached the Lakers for a couple of years. He wasn't as great, but Darvin Ham can do something with the Bucks. Darvin Ham, he sat right there on the bench for the Bucks. Just what do you call? Just let him coach you, or even Budenholzer. The thing is with Budenholzer, I think the guy left because you know what it is. The Bucks like they fired him. Do you know what's the saddest part about this? They fired him the day after his brother died. Mike Budenholzer. They fired him the day after his brother died, which was sad to think. Yeah, and Darvin Ham is trash. I agree, but like at the same time, he's been with you know what it is? He was Mike Budenholzer's second like wingman. He was Mike Budenholzer's assistant, and he is doing it with the Suns. But look, there's no real like, how do you call? Like, I don't know the Bucks situation, but sorry, bro. I just wanted to have my say, but you can go on from here. I think you're on mute, bro.
In terms of the Bucks, it's just a coaching issue. It's a coaching issue and it's a defense issue because offensively they're still solid, but you're right. Drew Holiday was probably the biggest miss. They tried something different to get Giannis that second star, and I think they failed him in hiring Doc Rivers because I think, as I said, even with the Sixers, he wasn't that great. Every time with us, he got to the conference semifinals and then let us down through his tactics, through his rotations. And you can see ever since he's been at the Bucks, he's on a losing record last season, this season. So he's lost more than he's won in his time at the Bucks.
Embarrassing. So, considering what he did with the 2008 Celtics, like this Milwaukee Bucks team can easily do something as well. But
yeah, exactly. But I think if you look around, I think you need to get a more modern young coach. I think you need to look at maybe some of the assistants around the league. Someone just with young, fresh ideas. I'm not sure of names.
Bring back AJ Griffin. Trust me.
Try and do that maybe.
Bring back AJ Griffin or give Darvin Ham contract. But go on.
No, I wouldn't bring back Ham because Ham was at the Lakers, wasn't he? And he
No,
wasn't.
Ham is the assistant right now of Doc. He's gone back to the Bucks, and he's their current assistant.
Yeah,
He's sat on the bench right now for the Bucks.
I think they're both bad. It's you know what? It's similar to switching it to sports. It's similar like United keeping Rude. If United kept Rude after Ten Hag, you're the assistant to the guy that's doing rubbish. So, what are you doing to tell him to maybe change it up? So I think they're both. I think they're both trash, to be honest.
Ruud van Nistelrooy's done better than Ten Hag so far. But,
yeah, exactly. But it's only in this kind of situation, you just need a fresh pair of eyes to it, just to see, okay, what can we do to facilitate where we can have a way that Lillard and Antetokounmpo can actually coexist, because the Bucks just lack a defensive structure that works. Their offensive play is fine. It's just defensively they let go of leads. They don't really do much on the defensive end. Drew Holiday, as I said, is a big miss, and maybe they need to get a couple 3-and-D guys. Maybe they need to do something on that end. But sometimes it could just be about just the structure of the rotations. And I think in recently, especially when it comes to rotations, I've known Doc Rivers to be terrible with rotations. He over-rotates. He overdoes it.
He never really gives, like, I think Pat Connaughton should be given more minutes. I think you should also give more minutes to Bobby Portis as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I just want to say this. Yeah, Griffin was too real with him. The thing is with Griffin, I remember Giannis coming out with a quote saying that they never wanted him gone. They never not liked him. I think what it is I think it was like a mix of or disagreement of ideas and a disagreement of what they wanted to do. Because the Bucks wanted to play a certain style. Maybe AJ Griffin didn't want to match what the players wanted. I don't think it was like a falling out. I don't think it was like I don't think they hated him. I think it was more of they just didn't understand each other. And as a head coach in the NBA, you need to understand your players before you understand yourself. Because if you understand the players, you can easily implement what you want. You can easily implement a good sort of system that fits what your players are best at playing at, because you can clearly see that the Lakers, right, even though they're 6-4, at least JJ Redick has come in, at least given them a new lease of life, new style of new sort of style that can maybe suit AD, because AD is playing some of the best basketball probably of his life right now. He's up in the MVP ladders over LeBron James, which you never thought you'd see. It complements Anthony Davis, who for me will be the Lakers' star man in the future. When LeBron James leaves, Anthony Davis will be the focal point of the Lakers. But with the Bucks, yesterday, Giannis, too much. I hear about the ego thing though. I understand the ego thing, but I think it was more of a disagreement with AJ Griffin. But Giannis and Damian Lillard both have the ego. And that's the thing. If you can't manage big egos, you can't manage. That's the problem. And Giannis, for me yesterday, was such. I don't even want to get into that guy. Like, as the Celtics fan watching yesterday, Giannis got away with a lot yesterday. Could have got a flagrant foul. Could have got, but he's one of the dirtiest players in the league. Real talk. He's one of the dirtiest players in the league, and he gets away with so much. But I don't want to get into it before people start, like saying I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just saying what I'm seeing, like from what I saw yesterday. Because I know how Giannis has been like. He's been like that for a long time. But go on, bro.
You know what? If I'm the Bucks, I'm letting go of Doc Rivers as soon as possible. I'm looking to get someone maybe from another team like a Ime Udoka or someone of that ilk, because it's just you know what? Giannis wants to get back to the cream of the crop. He wants to be an MVP. He wants to be a champion, and in this kind of the current form, it's not going to happen. And Giannis is he's a hothead at times, but
Very.
He knows what he wants, and to be honest, a lot of these elite athletes know what they want. If they don't get their way in terms of being able to compete for the championship, especially with if you look at how greats are talked about and how NBA players are talked about, they talk about, okay, how many chips did you win? How many rings have you got? And I think it's a constant pressure for these top stars to get the rings because if you look like a Dame Lillard, he hasn't got one. Yan
Mm.
he has one. And in order for you to cement your legacy, you need 2, 3,
Feel
4,
like
5.
point here.
Yeah,
The
modern
loyalty.
day and also modern day NBA does have zero loyalty because I remember there be times on 2K where the player has one kit and then next time he's on a different team. So
Mm. It's
and
always flipping around teams. Yeah, but I
yeah,
hear that.
yeah. And to be honest, I think it's I think there's a lot more player power in terms of the moves they make. So when I say someone like a Giannis could ask for a trade, it's because the player power is at a level where players can decide where they go in essence.
The thing
Giannis
is,
could just sit out, not play,
yeah,
half-ass it, and then ask for a move. Because then, if you've got an unhappy player there, then it's easier to get rid of the coach than to get rid of
I
Giannis at this stage for the Bucks.
I don't think Giannis leaves the Bucks. You know why? Because he's already the main guy at the Bucks. Like they've literally like given him the keys to the franchise. Like he's the guy, like the franchise guy that everyone loves. Giannis. Like everyone at the Bucks loves Giannis. Like no, like yeah, I don't think the Bucks would want him to go. I don't think Giannis himself would want to leave because Giannis wants to build. Giannis wants to build the Bucks. He was there from the very start. The Bucks gave him an NBA championship. I don't think he'll want to leave the Bucks. Like he won the NBA championship with the Bucks. Not often you actually. It is quite often you see teams win with drafted players now because the Cavs won with LeBron. Celtics won with Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, right, and Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser. These guys were drafted by the Celtics. I think you also got Kobe Bryant winning with the Lakers. You had Shaq winning with the Lakers. I don't know where Shaq was drafted to, but was he drafted to the Lakers? He was drafted to the Lakers, right?
No,
And then
Magic, I think.
oh, he was drafted to Magic. Okay, and the Lakers. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But it's more of like players win with their draft teams now. Giannis won with the Bucks, so don't think he leaves the Bucks, man. The Bucks gave him everything. I think it'll be hard. I think it'll be very hard to leave a team that's giving you everything and making you like the franchise guy, and he'll want to rebuild this team with the Bucks because he signed that deal. Remember with the Bucks.
Yeah,
They've given him pretty much the control of what he wants. He has the right to be honest with you. He has the right. He has the right because he won the championship with the Bucks, so he has a say in what and he has a say in the Bucks who does. Yeah, Tim Duncan with the Spurs. He won with he drafted for Orlando. That's what he
mm,
called James Harden special. James Harden goes around teams and
yeah,
so on and so forth. He hops around teams. Even Paul George has gone around. Even Kevin Durant's gone around. A lot of players have gone around, but I wouldn't say it's a loyalty thing. I'd say it's more of like teams wanting to move players on for rebuild purposes.
yeah. Well,
But
it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Players want to
yeah,
move because they're unhappy in their situation, and
yeah,
teams will move a player on just because they want to maybe go for a rebuild, want to get draft picks, just want to tank the season rather than keep a star.
mm,
So for the Bucks, it's an issue of coaching. It's an issue of what they do next because they need to make decisions quickly because this season is going to be very quick. It's a couple months and then you're out of contention. And the way they're going, they're playing what they're one of the worst teams in NBA right now, and
mm.
they have no excuses. They have all their players. They're all fit. They got Lillard.
This,
They got
this is really important. Salary cap, very
yeah
important.
as well salary cap. So for me, the thing about Giannis is that as much the team owes him more than he owes them because with him because he
Mm,
was drafted by the Bucks, it's very unlikely you're gonna get another. It's very
yeah,
unlikely stars want to go to Milwaukee. It was
mm,
very rare that Dame Lillard actually came. So for these things to happen, and then you give them a terrible coach who isn't trying to do the best for them, that they will both get frustrated and will both want to leave eventually because they want a championship. Dame
Yeah,
hasn't got one. Giannis only has one. So
it's
it's up
very
to the
surprising.
Bucks front office to make the moves. And
I
they
think
need to get rid of the coach. They need to get some defensive guys, and they need to change the whole
I,
kind of
I
structure.
think I think you build a team around Giannis. It's plain and simple. Like
Exactly.
he's the guy. Like you just got to build a team around him. I hear why he says Milwaukee's an awful market because not many people want to go to Wisconsin and I'm not saying Wisconsin's a bad state or anything like that, but like let's be honest with you, it's not like the Boston, it's not like Massachusetts, it's not like Boston, not like California. We got Lakers, Warriors, Clippers, Kings. You got New York, Brooklyn, and the Knicks. You got like what Miami in Florida. It's not like this. It's not like this like amazing state, but Milwaukee. But the thing is, yeah, at least one thing with Giannis is he can. It's like you build the team around Giannis now. Like he stayed there for a long time. He's probably gonna be there probably until like his late 30s. I don't think he'll be there until he retires. I think he might just go somewhere. But you know what it is? You trade everyone. You trade for draft picks, and you build a team around draft picks. This is where I think the draft pick comes into hand. This is where now the Milwaukee Bucks need to go and actually exploit that draft, the future drafts, and it's really surprising to me how players like Harden, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, who else? Derrick Rose, who else? Well, Vince Carter have not won an NBA championship. I'm not sure if Vince Carter won an NBA championship, but definitely but definitely a lot of those players like that. I'm very surprised that they've not won an NBA championship.
It's
But
a difficult thing to do because you
they
have to
keep
have
moving.
the right pieces. You have to have
Yeah,
the right coach.
yeah,
Um, Sometimes you just have to have the right front office because if you look at Golden State, they naturally built up their team by making the right picks, bringing in the right pieces. They made the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green. When Cleveland came back at them, they brought in KD to put them over the top again. So it comes down to the organization making the right moves, and for Milwaukee, they made the wrong move with Doc Rivers, and that wrong move can cause a ripple effect to their star men and their team. That that could cause a problem. You could see by the end of the season, guys wanting to move on, guys wanting to leave, because when it comes to championships now, because Giannis has touched that championship, and once you've
mm,
touched it once, you want it again and again. That's the same with the Celtics. That's why they want to go back to back, 3-peat, 4-peat, do that thing because they've touched it now. They've seen it. They felt that high.
yeah.
That's something that very few
We brought
superstars.
we brought all of our players back. We brought every championship, like, apart from one, apart from what's his name, O'Shea Brissett. Apart from him, we've brought everyone back that's on our roster that's won the championship. We've brought
Exactly.
everyone back. So you brought every one of your championship DNA back. You don't leave it behind. You just you bring it back. But speaking of Splash Brothers, any final thoughts on Milwaukee before we move on? Do you think
No,
actually no?
I just think it's a coaching issue mostly, and lack of defense. I think those are the two main cruxes of their problem.
Mm,
Because their guys are still hitting shots. You're still
yeah,
getting Giannis and Dame hitting big numbers. It's just defensively they just look awful. They lack that bite in the defense and in the structure and
you
the rotations as well.
do you think the Bucks will turn it around this season, or do you think it'll be?
Unless they get rid of the coach, I don't think so. I think it's going to be
Yeah,
a long season. They may be a playing team at best if they
that
keep the
that's
coach.
possible. That's possible. That's
Yeah.
possible. But I want to ask you now. Actually, no, we're gonna move on to. See, you mentioned Splash Brothers. In the title, it does say Golden State Warriors, and we are going to talk about the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, bro. What I've been very impressed with the way they play. I didn't expect them to come to Boston and beat us because I thought we beat them because we had the better players overall, and I thought like you know what it was gonna be like if you take Steph out of that team it was gonna be tough for them, but bro they are really good. They are looking really good. More the Golden State Warriors, and I don't think and do you know what it is? Yeah, bro. I know the Cavs smoked them, but bro, when you actually watch them, they're actually playing some good basketball. Like I'm not saying Klay Thompson has been a problem for them, but I think they've moved on Klay Thompson. They've got experience in Draymond Green. They've got Steph Curry. They've got who else? They've got Buddy Hield. They've got they've got good shooters, man. They've got good shooters. And Golden State Warriors, you know what it is about them? They've always been about shooting. They've always been about shooting. And you know what? I think they'll have a decent season, but I'll let you have the floor now, bro.
Yeah, man. As long as you have Steph Curry, you have a chance. Really, I mean, he's one of the greatest shooters of all time.
He is the greatest shooter of all time. Period.
Yeah, I did find it weird back in the day when they got rid of Jordan Poole because I thought he was gonna be a future piece for them, and,
Mm,
and he looked like a guy that could have been something for them. So I don't know, maybe it was just that time period. But yeah, I think with Clay moving on, I think it was time. I think sometimes, especially when it comes to certain guys in the later rounds of their career, it just gets to a point where they just need to make a move to somewhere else. And I think he's thriving in Dallas. But Golden State just they look like a good overall team. They've got some decent shooters. D'Anthony Melton was a good pickup. Buddy Hield's a good pickup. They got Gary Payton the second. He's decent. And yeah, man, as long as you can build around Steph, then you've got a pretty decent chance of doing something. I don't think they will make it out the West, make it out of the West because I don't like them in the inside. I don't think they have a lot of height in terms of their
right.
team. But you never know, man. Andrew Wiggins, Draymond, Steph. It's possibility that they can make playoffs and be a decent. They've looked decent so far, but
I will, yeah, I will say this though. I think they will be. I don't think they'll be fantastic all season. I think the Golden State Warriors will have the deficiencies because obviously the players still like I know it's been a good start, but it's only been like what 10 games in the
yeah,
season.
exactly.
So we can't really judge as a whole. I will make my judgment towards like the halfway mark of the season. So like when 42 games have been played, so like when the All-Star break around that time, I'll probably judge because you still got like a lot of games remaining. It depends if the Golden State Warriors can really close it out with like a decent enough record to make the playoffs. Because if they make the play and it's like a one-off game, you could easily get eliminated in that one-off game. And Steph hasn't got many good years left in him, so it's better now to build a young team. It's better now to build someone like around him, so that you can at least trust the young guns to fill in the shoes. But I think Steph Curry, if you can't, they've complimented him very well. I watched the Celtics Golden State Warriors game, the Celtics versus the Golden State Warriors game, and we were what do you call? I feel like we were unlucky to lose that game in a way because I thought we played well, but at the same time we just couldn't clutch up, and that was the biggest issue with the Celtics today. But the Golden State Warriors just they have Steph Curry who can just like hit a dagger shot and like it pains, but at the same time it's just like it's Steph Curry, like he's for me the greatest shooter the NBA has ever seen. Like people put him like top five stuff like I don't think I'd go that extent. I wouldn't go as to say top 10. I'd maybe say top 15 player of all time, but he's just unreal. Steph is unreal. Like let's just say it as it is. This guy is unreal. Steph Curry is like a generation. He's generational.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He is.
Generation,
I
and
would
he's
like
so.
to see Golden State to make some moves, though. I
How
think
old
they
is
do.
he though? How old is he right now? Like what? 36, 35, 36 years old, and he's still killing it, man. I don't even know how old he is, but whatever it is, he's still killing it at his age. I know he's in his late. I know he's in his 30s, like mid 30s for sure. But bro, that guy,
36.
guy is still playing like he's 25.
Mm.
He's still playing. He's still dropping big numbers every single night, bro. Like you just not you know what you're gonna get out of Steph Curry, but it's about the team they can compliment him to for the rest of the season. But go on, bro. It's what continue what you're saying, bro.
I think with his style, because I think because obviously he's gonna eventually have to become more of a spot up shooter, but for now he can still do the runs. Obviously, as he
Mm,
gets older, he's gonna have to learn to become a more spot up shooter. So it'll
yeah,
be interesting to see how Golden State evolves over the years. I think this season, I don't think they have the pieces to win a chip, but they definitely have the chance to get to the playoffs. But I think for me, they need to make some moves. I think they'd be a very interesting team for Giannis to go to if that was a possibility.
yeah. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about the Golden State Warriors and Giannis maybe wanting to do like a trade or something, but then they'd have to give up a lot. So I wouldn't say it because and it also salary caps an issue.
Yeah, but I think it's possible. I think that's a team that could. I just think they need another big piece around Steph because when it comes to playoffs time, he's gonna be doubled up on. Then it's gonna be up to other people to get the job done. And with Wiggins, you've got a good piece. With Draymond, you've got experience, but outside of that, you've got just guys that are just gonna give you maybe 10, 15 a night, maybe 10, 12. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go across the season. But yeah, I like their team. I don't think they're one of the best in the West, but they'll definitely make the playoffs. So yeah, they're just
Yeah,
a
because you still got teams. You still got teams like the Denver Nuggets. You still got teams like um the Dallas Mavericks who will click into gear when the season goes by, and you still got teams like OKC who have been on who started the season very very well as well.
yeah.
OKC
Phoenix,
and
the Grizzlies. Yeah,
Phoenix
there's
is
a
well. Grizzlies. Like I told people about this, bro. If Grizzlies stay healthy and stay fit, they'll look good. Because
mm,
I've been saying this last season, the Grizzlies were completely hard done by their injuries, and the Grizzlies just did not have their players. They lost everyone. Marcus Smart was done. Ja Morant, who had a lot of suspension issues as well, and what do you call it? And legal issues. Also a bit of injury issues. You also got Desmond Bain out. You also had players like Jaren Jackson Jr., who was the defensive player of the year before, out. So what I'm saying is it's not easy, bro, like to have like players out. Like it's not easy to deal with injuries like that, man. It's really not. It's like when you hit hard by injuries, that's tough. And I hope it doesn't happen to anyone because I don't want to see. I don't. I'm not the type of person to see injuries. I'm not the type of person to like hope injuries happen because like I just can't. You just can't, bro. Like nobody can wish on injuries, man. It's
yeah,
sad to see the team go down like that because the Grizzlies are such a talented team, man. They've got a complete roster, man. And I think the Grizzlies will definitely be a top 5 seed this year. I think the way it looks right now, they'll definitely be top 5.
even
But
top four. They've got all the pieces. They got big men. They got John Morant and superstar. They've got nice pieces. I like them. I like them.
possible,
I like them.
possible.
I like them, especially in the West. So they're one to look out for because I think they've got a chip on their shoulder because obviously
Definitely,
last season
De-
with all the injuries and
definitely.
stuff. So they're very similar to me in terms of how the Celtics will feel because of different situations where they're like, okay, it's time for me to like if I'm John Morant, I'm like thinking it's time for me to show people who I am again. You know what I mean? Because people seem to have slept on him a little bit.
Yeah. They've definitely like not. They've definitely they definitely doubted him this season, especially with the way things are going. But he's been unreal for them. Like
Yeah,
he's dropping numbers, triple doubles. He's not carrying, but he's definitely that guy that drops big numbers for you every night. And you got Desmond Bain, you got Jaren Jackson Jr., Marcus Smart, and all these other guys as well. But yeah, continue what you're saying, bro. And obviously, but we're talking about the Golden State Warriors. Um, like where do you see them finish? Like where do you think that where do you see them this season? Like where do you see them
I'm not
where do
sure.
you see them pan out?
I'm not sure.
Do you think
Top eight definitely. I don't know if they're going to be playing playoffs. It changes over time because it's
you're
very
right?
early. It's very early to kind of
It is.
know what's going to happen because you could be a team that's having a great first half of the year. Then after the playoffs, you get a couple injuries, and then you go from second, third to fifth, sixth very easily in the NBA. Because outside of a couple teams like the Celtics, and like the Nuggets, there's not many teams that are very consistent, that I'm going to say consistently be up there, in terms of talent. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. It's kind of, yeah, it's too early to tell because they can have a good start, but then you never know. Second half of the season could just go. Steph Curry could get an injury and then their season could be over.
I
So
hear that.
you never know with this, like NBA. That's the one thing about
Exactly.
NBA being so many games, that any variable can change within the season.
You just need to hope Steph Curry stays fit. That's all.
Yeah.
And I just need to hope that they can maybe they can maybe get to the halfway mark of the season with consistent results. Any final thoughts on the Warriors before you move on?
No final thoughts.
I hear that. We'll definitely talk about. Shall we save the shit for the last, or shall we talk about the shit now? Because
Go ahead.
I'm talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding. They're not shit. I think you know what it is. I think that they've had a bit of a dip in form now, because I think they've been found out. Like, have been found out, like, in the sense that they've been great all season, but the Lakers have played 10 games, they won 6 and lost 4. So it's kind of it was kind of like a 4-0 start, and then the Lakers just they sort of crumbled, and then now I think that they're in like the say, and anyway, like a battle and scrap down in the standings. But what are your thoughts of the Lakers so far? Like, Anthony Davis has played probably one of the best basketball of his career, and I think in the past week, I think the Lakers have not had the greatest week. I think that they've lost they lost 2 and 2 games. I think they beat the Raptors yesterday, and then they beat obviously, unfortunately, they beat your Sixers that day, because obviously short-handed Sixers. I mean,
Yeah.
because you didn't have everyone fit. But I think the prize that they lost to the Detroit Pistons, which I think I never thought that would happen. And then prior to that, they lost to who did they lose to prior? Oh, was it the Memphis Grizzlies? I think. Yeah, Memphis Grizzlies. Yes. The Grizzlies. We spoke of the Grizzlies as well. But yeah, go on, bro. Give your thoughts on the Lakers.
I just think they're where they should be at the moment. I think they're 6 seed team. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like a team that's gonna win some, lose some. Obviously they've got an aging LeBron. They've got AD, who on his day can be the best basketball player in the country, really, or in the world on his day. They need to keep him fit, because I think he's gonna be the piece that they're gonna have to build around.
100%.
And as long as they can keep him healthy, there'll be a team that can make the playoffs, can make the play-ins minimum, and will be a threat. There'll be a threat in the West.
Yeah.
I just think I think he's a monster. Just AD for me is a monster when he wants to be, and I like some of the pieces. I like D'Angelo Russell. I like his play. Obviously, you got LeBron.
Because I remember 2 years ago, AD was dealing with like a lot of, what do you call, AD was dealing with a lot of injuries, and then like a year later, the guy just became so fit all of a sudden, and then now he's barely ever been injured. Like, I hope he doesn't get injured, because he's actually playing really well. And the Lakers, for me, they look very inconsistent. That's they're one of those teams that are going to be inconsistent. They're going to look good on a given night, and then on another given night, they're going to be like nah, not feeling it. They're just going to it's like one of those teams that they're going to be back and forth. But JJ Redick has an identity. I think he'll get them playing some good basketball.
Yeah. I like the.
Go on. Play some. No, I was just finishing up, bro. Go on.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, I was just finishing up.
I do like their young guns in Rui and Austin Reeves. I like them too as pieces as well. I like how they play. So for me, like, as long as you can keep AD fit and have the young pieces around him, with LeBron. Limiting LeBron's minutes so he's available for when it comes to the crunch time. I think you're gonna have a team that's gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a problem. That's it.
What do you like? They've also got Dalton Connect. They've also got players like what do you call what's his name? They've got Rui Hachimura. They've got D'Angelo Russell. They've got Austin Reeves. They've got But I want to know, what are your thoughts on Bronny James like so far? I know he's not hit the heights that people expected him to hit. It was, the way people thought Bronny James would be the next big thing, but he came out the second round of the draft. Guy scored his first buckets. First buckets in Cleveland, because Cleveland is like what they're like where he was born, and obviously he scored his first NBA bucket in Ohio. So that's where you kind of like you're kind of happy for him in that sense. But what do you think of him so far? Obviously he's not been great, but I don't know what you like, because he's gonna take time to get his level up. But he's not gonna be like excellent like from the get go. But he wasn't like an exciting, promising draft like that. But
No.
we all hope he does hit the heights, because he's he's the son of LeBron James. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
But
for me, I think he went into the league a bit too early. I think he should have probably stayed in.
you think?
Yeah, I think personally he should have stayed in college a little longer. Obviously it's great to see him play with his dad, which is it's great to see in terms of like emotionally, like it's like one of those feel good moments. But as a player, I just think he's a two-way player. I think he needs to work on his craft in the G League. I think he needs a full season in the G League.
I agree.
And work on his craft and then see how great he can become. He might be like one of those G League dons that for years in and out of the G League and then have that one burst out season. But yeah, I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar, but I think he definitely has the ability to become a good role player in the future. So he can definitely become like a top quality six man in the next couple of years. I just don't think he's never gonna reach the levels of his dad or anywhere like superstar level. I don't think he's ever gonna be an all-star. But six man of the year possibility in the future if he continues to work on his craft. Hit the G League a season or two, get his up there, because I like him. I like him defensively. I like his rebounds. I like his hustle. Work on his shooting, and he can definitely be a top quality 3-and-D guy. So yeah, he's got potential. He's got potential. I think LeBron James's second son, what's his name? The other one, Bryce looks more like a talent that could be a superstar. In my mind.
Because I think he's gonna. I think I agree with you. I think Bronny James is also already doing work with the South Bay Lakers, so I don't think we have to worry about him leaving university that early or something like that. I think it's more of like he can play with the G League for a year. I think leaving university. I think he took a bold step, especially with what happened to him a year ago. Obviously, very sad what happened to him. Remember Bronny had a cardiac arrest as well a year ago as well. So considering what happened to him a year ago, how he managed to make his comeback and now he's in the NBA, it's a nice story to hear. I just hope that he can find his feet with the two-way with the South Bay Lakers and maybe integrate himself into the team a bit more. I think it's a bit maybe a bit too early to rush him into the NBA NBA. But I think the G League, but I think the G League right now, I think give it time. I think the G League's. I think the G League is where he should be, getting his minutes and maybe focusing himself on. But any final thoughts on the Lakers? I think AD's playing amazing. Obviously, LeBron's still dropping big numbers. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the Lakers before we move on?
Yeah, playoff contention team. They look good, and yeah, as long as they can keep it up, keep AD healthy and fit, they'll be up. They'll be up there. I like what I'm seeing from them. And JJ Redick is looking like he's going to be a good pickup as a coach. So I like him. I like him a lot.
You want to talk about any of the teams, or do you think, or or anything else? Any other NBA teams like any Brooklyn or OKC? Anyone else? Suns, Dallas, or Timberwolves, or anything? Or you want to move on?
Um, yeah, no, Phoenix and I'm liking what I'm seeing from Phoenix and the Thunder. They're looking good to start off. I need to see a bit more from Anthony Edwards with the Timberwolves. I need him to pick up
Right.
some pace. I need him to show out and show up. I want to see more from him. But yeah, not much else to say. I still think it's a bit too early. I would like to kind of look at where we're at after the in-season tournament to see where teams are at. I think maybe 20, 30 games in to see where teams are at, where the situation is. And then that will be kind of like a good period to like good amount of games where you can say, okay, which teams are looking really good and what teams are looking bad, what are in the middle. So it's just too early. It's too early.
Fair. Let's move on to obviously the one team that we all have to talk about. Obviously, my beloved Boston Celtics. It's not been the greatest week, considering that we lost to the Warriors. But I like what I'm seeing from the Celtics, because when the Celtics have been down, I know we shouldn't have been down to the Brooklyn Nets we shouldn't have been down 16-3 or something like that to the Brooklyn Nets, or 16-2, whatever. But the way the Celtics fought back, the way the Celtics have figured out a way to get back into the games, to stay in games, to not give up. We were down 26 against the Indiana Pacers, or down 20 something against the Indiana Pacers. We came back, right? And this and even this, we were down like what, 13 against the Warriors. We came back. The Bucks, we were down 17. We came back. So the Celtics have been amazing, man. Honestly, I can't fault our start. I'm just hoping Jaylen Brown can stay fit now, because obviously he was out for a few games, and the Celtics, now we have Jaylen Brown back. The one thing I will raise a concern about for us is we've not looked good defensively in the paint. Defensively in the paint is where I have my biggest issues with, because the Celtics have not been consistently great defensively in the paint, right? We've not looked like we can defend points in the paint. I know in the last 5 games we've been the best team in the NBA defensively in the paint, but it doesn't look like it. Teams are driving through us quite easily. Teams with big men are just scoring dunks for free on us, because they're gonna beat us to the rebound. They're gonna beat us to with a height advantage, and that's the problem with the Celtics. We have not this season. Defensively we've looked a bit slow. I'm just hoping we can get Kristaps Porzingis back soon, because we need him back. Kristaps Porzingis is really important to this team. Can be really important to this team, especially with his height, where he can shoot, he can play defense. You know what it is with the Celtics? We have 5 guys that can drop numbers on a given night. Everyone's capable of dropping like big numbers on this team. Everyone's capable of shooting threes. Everyone on this team is capable of shooting 3-pointers. And that's what I love about my team. We can pass it around and shoot, and we'll knock down a 3. Because we're capable of breaking the NBA record of 3-pointers. We're capable of doing it. And I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I know we're 8-2. Been a really good start to the season, or 9-2, excuse me. I don't know what. But the Celtics have looked good. And I think continue this form into the Cavs game. And I hope we can beat Cleveland. I really hope we can beat Cleveland. Just continue this form. We got the Hawks next. We've got Brooklyn. We've got the Brooklyn Nets have looked good this season, and then we've got, and actually let me look. Hold on. We got the Hawks. We got Brooklyn, Toronto, then Cleveland. So we've got a few good games, and so hopefully we can pick up some form, and then we can beat Cleveland, because I would love to do that. But I want to know your thoughts on the Celtics. Just give me your like sort of analysis on the Boston Celtics so far.
I think they've been one of the best teams in the NBA. But you know what? I do agree. They do lack height without Porzingis. The only height they really have is Al Horford, which he can be inconsistent at times. He was one of the greatest like kind of defensive players, but he's kind of up in age a bit. So I think if you can get Porzingis back sooner rather than later, I think he adds extra height that you need. Outside of that, I just think you're coming along nicely. Outside of Cleveland, who've just been on unreal form, which I don't know how long that's gonna last. You've been one of the best teams in the league, so I don't think there's much to worry about for the Celtics. I think this is just the early start, a good start. You couple, close losses, but that's gonna happen throughout the season. You're not gonna go. It's very rare a team goes unbeaten, so
No.
you're definitely a team that's gonna win 65 plus games and have probably one of the best records in the league. So it's not much really I can say on the Celtics. They're the defending champs. They look good. I like what I'm seeing from Tatum. I like his aggression early on in the season.
BP.
Yeah, man. I think he's gonna be a guy that's gonna be up there, top 3. So yeah, there's nothing more I can say. I'm kind of just envious of Celtics right now, to be honest. So that's all I can say. My team's looking absolute trash, and I see another team that I want to beat looking good, and it's like Embiid says, they beat us every year. It's not a rivalry no more. So, yeah, they just look really good. There's not much else I can say, to be honest. That hasn't been said about the Celtics, really.
How about them damn Celtics, huh? I think look, I'm happy with what we've been doing so far this year. We've got the in-season tournament against the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow. We just need to get players fit. Hopefully, players can stay fit. One player I need to bring this one player up. Yeah, one player I need to give a special shout out to for the Boston Celtics. Big round of applause, Neemias Queta. What a player! The guy has come in, right? We've kind of lacked height. We've kind of lacked a bit of defense in the air. He has come in and not only done what I thought he wouldn't be doing, but he's also been rebounding. His work on the glass on both ends of the floor is amazing. Because we were down big against the Pacers. When he came on, we went on a run and came back to tie the game. Unfortunately, we fell short by 3 points. But Neemias Queta has looked unreal. Special shout out to him, man. Real talk, special shout out to Neemias Queta. He's coming in and impressed a lot of people, and he's gained another fan right here, and another fan this game, and also, not only that, you for me deserve a starting a starting place in the starting 5. You deserve a place in the starting 5 with the way you've been playing. Until Kristaps Porzingis comes back, I want to see more from Neemias Queta. And Peyton Pritchard as well. Peyton Pritchard is shooting like he hasn't before. Peyton Pritchard is probably my 6th man of the year so far. For if you're talking about six players that have been in the NBA, I think Peyton Pritchard is the 6th man of the year so far. So far this season, he's the 6th man of the year. That's what I personally think. Because we got guys who can knock down big numbers on any given night when you need it. And Peyton Pritchard against the Bucks twice in a row has kept us in the game. We've gone on to win both games. So shout out to them 2 players, and let's keep the run going, man. Let's just keep the win streak going. Let's just keep on winning games. Let's just keep staying consistent. Let's hopefully stay healthy, and I can't wait for that Cavs game because I really want to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers at home. I really, really want to beat them at home. That would be such a relieving win. But any final thoughts on the Celtics before we move on?
No, not much I can say. They look good. I like what I'm seeing from them. The only team that can stop them is the Nuggets, I think, at the end of the year, at this rate. So we'll see. But it's looking good. It's looking good at the start for them. It's looking good at the start.
Let's do predictions for today and tomorrow. Since our teams are not playing today. We'll do predictions for tomorrow. So Cleveland. So we went for Cavs against Bulls. We went for Cavs.
Yeah.
Rockets against Wizards. I'm gonna go with the Rockets to win at home.
Yeah, Houston.
Brooklyn against New Orleans. I'm gonna go with Brooklyn on the road because I think Brooklyn's look really, really good this year as well. I have to give shout out to Brooklyn because Brooklyn actually looked like a tough team. Like real talk, Brooklyn looked really, really good. Cam Thomas looks like a really good. It looks like a new good player. I'm good with Brooklyn.
I'll go. I'll agree. Yeah, Brooklyn.
OKC against the Clippers. I'm gonna go with OKC home win.
I'm gonna go Clippers.
OKC home. OKC against Clippers at home.
Yeah, I'll go Clippers. Maybe an upset there.
This one's interesting. Spurs against the Kings.
I got the Kings.
Same. I think the Sacramento Kings, they've earned my respect. I really like their fans. I really like the way they like to beam after a win. I like how passionate the fan. They've got a loyal fan base, and I think the Sacramento Kings are a good team, and I respect them so much. I have a lot of time for the Kings. Trust me. Celtics against Hawks. I'm gonna go with the Celtics to win at home. In the season game.
Yeah, Celtics.
We just beat the Hawks a few days ago in Atlanta as well. The Pistons against the Heat. I'm gonna go with the Pistons shock win.
I'm gonna go with the Heat.
Magic against Hornets. I'm gonna go with the Magic at home to win.
What, is Banchero injured?
Yeah, but at the same time, they still got good players. Like they still got Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner. They've got they've got I don't know who else they got, but yeah, they've got a good team. I'm gonna go with the Magic to win at home.
I'm going Hornets.
Your team Sixers against the Knicks. I'm gonna, unfortunately for you, but I have to go with the Knicks. I don't see you guys. I hope you win because I want to see the Sixers beat the Knicks because the Knicks are a threat. But
no, I agree. It's gonna be the Knicks, even though it's at home.
Back your team, bro. Back your team, man. Come on. I know you
no,
want to.
Not at this moment. I can't back it. I can't back it at the moment. It may go even. To be honest, that's a close game. To be honest, but because they have Cat now, they have a lot more height in the paint. So I don't think we have anything that can compete with that. So
I'm gonna go with the Knicks to win. Unfortunately, Bucks against Raptors. I'm gonna go with the Bucks to win at home.
Raptors for me.
Fairs. The Jazz against the Suns. I'm gonna go with the Suns on the road.
Yeah, the Suns.
This one's gonna be interesting. Golden State versus Dallas.
Golden State at home.
Yeah, Golden State at home.
Yeah, I'll go Warriors then. Golden State.
I'm tempted to say Dallas, but the Golden State Warriors are in good form right now. I'm going with Dallas. I think Dallas win at home. I think Dallas win away. I think Warriors lose their first game here. And lastly, we'll go with I'm gonna go with the Portland Trail Blazers versus Timberwolves. I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves to win on the road.
Yeah, Minnesota definitely. Minnesota got that game.
Let's go through a few more, shall we? No, I think actually we'll save this for next time. But bro, thank you for coming on, man. Real talk, it's been good fun, man. Talking NBA, man. I really love NBA. Like, it's my second favorite, like after the Premier League. Obviously, football is my favorite sport, but basketball is like my number two. I just love talking about basketball, man. Especially when the teams. Like I just love it, and obviously the Sixers, they'll probably turn their season around when you get the players back, but we'll see. But
I hope so.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to talk basketball. I enjoy basketball a lot. I do want to say this though. I want more teams to have stadiums like the Clippers because that wall, I like that. I think whoever thought of that idea to have that kind of wall, the owner, yeah. More if more NBA stadiums are like that, the atmosphere of these games are gonna go through the roof. I think Clippers in the playoffs are gonna be an interesting place for people to go to with the wall.
If they can get Kawhi and James Harden fit, then definitely. definitely.
Yeah, that's gonna be an
But
interesting place to
but
go to.
bro, let them know where they can find you or what you got coming up, bro.
Nothing at the moment. Obviously, NBA season's carrying on, but the football season's gonna be an international break. So after the international break, I've set up a channel. I'm gonna start after international break.
Oh, big
Put
up,
out
man,
some
big up.
videos.
Let me actually know what. Let me tag you in right now. What's your channel, bro? Let me actually tag you in right now.
Let me put it.
Big up, man. People, go subscribe to King, man. He set up his own channel, and you know what? We're gonna be doing a lot more content on both of our channels soon.
Oh, find the one sec.
Let me just put the link in the title, man, so I can like.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
No worries. But yeah, people, once he does that, please make sure you go subscribe to his channel, and make sure people, 18 of you watching, yeah, come head over to the YouTube, click the link on the YouTube, and go smash the like button. Please subscribe to my channel because I would love to get to 100 subs soon. I'm on like 78 right now. I'm on 78 right now. Sorry, 78. I'm sorry, excuse me, 78. I'm on 81 right now. So I would love to get to 100 before the end of the year. I would love to get right there before the end of the year. Like, come on, people, go and show King some love on his channel. I'm gonna send you guys the link. What's the name? Is it just AK Sports or just?
Yeah. AK Sports, aka African King Sports.
African King Sports. Fair enough.
So I'm gonna change the name down below as well soon.
But yeah. And also, people, here you go. I think that should do. You see in the title right there.
Nice.
But also, bro, this week, yeah, people, we're gonna be doing an F1 stream, maybe either Friday or Saturday. I'm thinking between one of those 2 days. So we're gonna be doing like an F1 stream, on here. So make sure you tune in. Obviously, leave your notification bell on so you don't miss a live. And also because we've got we're gonna be reviewing the whole season as a whole, and we're gonna be previewing the next race. We're gonna preview the race in Vegas. We're gonna preview the race. We're gonna give our predictions for the final 3 races, and we'll be obviously be doing streams prior to the races, but we're gonna be talking about the races, the final 3 races, what's gonna happen, and the climax of the season. That's gonna be interesting because we still got Max Verstappen, Lando Norris. Actually, but before you go, yeah, I just want to get you quick 1 minute thought on like Chelsea Arsenal. Obviously, you're a Chelsea fan, and I just want to ask your quick thoughts on both teams. Like, yeah, use quick review. Let's give me your quick review.
Oh yeah, it was just a pretty even game. I think both teams are in the top 4 race. I think the title, as I said on Sarcasm City earlier, I said that top 2 is City and Liverpool, and then the rest of us are fighting for third and fourth. From 3rd to 13th, there's a 4-point difference. So any team that gets on a decent kind of run, I'm going to be up there. So for me, in terms of the game, I just think it was pretty even. We both had chances. Just both teams weren't clinical, defensively strong. We locked down their wingers. Saka didn't have much to do. Neither did Martinelli. One mistake by our goalkeeper. We need to improve on him. And then on their end, a bit of lazy-cool defending. Havertz didn't track the runner. Martinelli didn't track the runner, and you never let a man of Neto's quality like shoot in the middle of the box. That's never going to work out. So yeah, it's just one of those ones where two lapses of concentration mistakes led to both goals. Outside of that, it was pretty even. So draw was a fair result, but annoyed because it's a game that I wanted to. The last 2 games have been draws against United and Arsenal, and these are games that I've wanted to win because you add those 4 extra points to us, that puts us a little bit of a gap between the rest and actually gives us some breathing space in the terms of the race for top 4.
Right.
I mean, so yeah, we
I-
need to win. We need to win
I
once
completely
after the
get that.
international break.
I completely hear that, bro. And obviously, you know, we've we've spoken briefly about how Chelsea and Arsenal have been this season. We continue to talk about football more, but just want to get your quick thoughts on that game. And obviously, you know, the F1 stream, like I said, will be on the weekend, maybe Friday or Saturday. Since the international break is here, so we're gonna be doing a stream. We're gonna be doing streams tomorrow. People, I might be doing a Manchester United only stream. We'll be talking about Ruben Amorim. We'll be talking about his arrival at Manchester United, what our expectations are, what we aim for, what do you think, what we think will happen, where do we think we should be, and obviously we'll be discussing in depth. And obviously I will try and get some United fans on. I will try and do the show tomorrow, so people stay tuned, stay locked in, leave your notifications on. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to King at AK Sports. I'm gonna try and tag him in the title if I can. If not, I will put the link out, people. Make sure you type in AK Sports. So people go subscribe to AK Sports. Obviously, I'm A in Sports, but for him is AK Sports. So go on. Go and sub, people. Yep. Here it is. So you guys make sure that you follow him. So show him some love. And we've got shows. We've got a lot of shows to do together. Obviously, I'll try and get more panelists on as we grow. We've got, so as an F1 stream this weekend. We'll be previewing the anticlimax of the season and everything. So yeah, stay tuned, people. That's been us for today. Stay locked in. Stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. We're out. Let's go Celtics.
Peace. Go